I just saw the movie Jumangi 2017, and this is a movie review for Christians to help you pray the movies. And spoiler alert, I will be talking about things that happen. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to wait, then that's up to you. And so the movie is about these teenagers in school, high school, and they all get detention. They're all in trouble at school for one reason or another. Kind of like the movie Breakfast Club, for any of you old enough to remember that. And so they're part of their detention is to go to this storage room in the basement of this school and clean it out. It's got a lot of junk in there, and their job is to clean it up. And they start kind of looking around, and they find this video console game, like an old Nintendo thing from back in the day. And they hook it up to the TV in there and decide to start playing. And suddenly, as they're playing, the thing goes haywire, and all four of them mysteriously vaporize out of that storage room. And the next thing you know, they're in the jungle. Two boys, two girls. But as they land in the jungle, they're in different bodies. They're in the bodies of the characters they chose for the game. The nerdy guy becomes a muscular, big, strong guy. The black guy, who was a jock, becomes kind of a shorter black guy and a little kind of cowardly and weak. But he's funny. He's probably the funniest character, I think. Uh, One of the girl who's like like the princess or the the like the best looking girl in the school, or thinks she is anyways. The cheerleader uh, becomes a guy, a professor. She actually and it's the guy who's Jack Black plays that character. So it's a short bearded guy with glasses, complete opposite of the prettiest girl in school. And then the fourth person, the other girl, she becomes kind of like she stays a girl, but she turns from a homely girl who nobody really likes and kind of a loner, and she becomes kind of good looking with like a sexy body sort of, and that's it. So you got those four characters, and the moment they land in the jungle, they're like trying to figure out what happened, and looking at themselves in the reflection of the river, and freaking out of who they are and where they are and what's going on. And little by little, they meet a few other people out there in the jungle, and they pick up clues, and they realize they're playing this video game in real life, and they each get 3 lives before the game is over, meaning they're actually dead in real life. And so little by little, they go through different experiences, being chased by rhinos and helicopter crashing or almost crashing, and motorcycles with guns chasing them, and they have to learn how to use it. Each one has special strengths and weaknesses that they figure out, and they have to learn how to use them and work together as a team. And the goal of the game is this: there's this green emerald stone that was supposed to be the eye of this mammoth panthers, stone, large like statue of a panther, but it's made out of rock, you know. And the evil guy had taken it out of the eye, and that has caused a lot of havoc. As long as that emerald stone is out of the eye where it's supposed to stay, this guy has extra evil power. So they got to get that stone back and put it back in the panther's eye. And that's the whole plot. And along the way, they learn a little bit about each other and their character, who they are. They learn about themselves. And so it's pretty funny. It's kind of sappy in some places. You know, little romance things happen. Good for kids and teenagers, I guess. A little too sappy for my taste. But what can we say about is there any big takeaway for Christians? Any analogies we can make? I would think one thing is, as Christians, we're supposed to be unified as the body of Christ, and we try to work together. We're supposed to try to work together. Sure, there's also individual aspects. We will be held accountable as individuals, but also we'll be accountable in terms of how well we work as a team, just like a basketball team, right? If you're a player on a basketball team, you as an individual have statistics and are accountable, and you'll be noted for your shooting or rebounding or assists or steals, defense, thing like, you know. But also the intangibles about how you work with the team. And so I think we'll be judged in both regards by God in the end. We can't be ball hogs and think we can do it all alone. And yet, you can't be scared to shoot either. You can't always be like such a selfless person that you never shoot the ball. So you got to find that combination that works best. As the body of Christ, the family of God, we're supposed to be unified. Now I think of things like how we're not unified. We're split up, Protestant, Catholic, Orthodox, although we have agreed in some terms to say the Nicene Creed and profess unity. At least we profess verbally unity, but do we actually put it into practice? And then even within the Protestant church, there's lots of divisions. So many different denominations: Baptist, Reformed, Christian Reformed, Presbyterian, Episcopalian. Well, you might even say that's more Catholic, possible, non-denominational, and the list goes on. And so I would say the thing we should pray as Christians, as we watch this movie or think about this movie, is for unity in the body of Christ and the family of God. Just as these group of characters, they realized if they don't work together, no matter how much differences they are in terms of personality and likes and dislikes and this and that, then they're going to all die. Likewise, if we don't try, if we as Christians don't at least try to be working as a team and unity with others, we'll be held accountable. And you know, if you're really too far gone from all of the attempts to be unified, then you're really gonna, you'll die, because God will hold you accountable, hold all of us. So there's preachers, who are prima donnas, who will talk about unity, will preach about unity, but will they ever come off the pulpit and actually work together with others to be united? So it can't just be lip service, can't just be good sermons about it. It has to be putting it into practice. Likewise, people in the pews, parishioners, people who go to church, they become great churchgoers. Maybe seem selfless, but outside the church they're not doing anything, even individually. You gotta do both. You gotta put it into action outside the church. Find a way to evangelize others, to shine the light, tell others the good news. You gotta do that. It's not optional. It's not like it should be grudgingly obligation. You should do it in an awkward, robotic way. You gotta find your own way to do it according to your unique personality and gifts. So there's a lot of good takeaways I get from this film for the Christian body. And that's what I say to pray about, pray for. And I'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoy this film. It's good enough you don't have to worry about too much. You don't have to worry about any profanity, by the way. That was nice. A little bit of the sexual innuendo, body anatomy things, Violence, yeah, there's a lot of violence, but not so bad. Kids can handle the kind of violence they have in this movie. They see enough of it anyways. So enjoy. God be with you all. Bless you. Merry Christmas.